So hey, it's Eclipse is back again. This is spoilers for The Last of Us, episode 2. Um, First things first, Joel died. I got it right of when he was gonna die. I told my friend at work, I walked in and I said, I don't think Joel is making it this episode. At all. He's still gonna be on all the episodes. Like all of them. But alive though? No. And the thing is, it felt like it was kind of changed up a little bit because then Tommy wasn't with Joel, it was Dina. The same thing happened. They put Dina to sleep with a needle, but in the game, they knocked out Tommy and put him to sleep. And with Joel's death, they actually stabbed him in the throat. But in the games, the gulf was still on it and they just finished hitting his head. That part was different. But other than that, I was right about Joel dying. Like when I was watching the episode, my friend from work ended up texting me and saying, goddamn, you were right. Saying that the whole Joel thing happened. And some people's gonna stop watching the show. We already know that. We already dealt with the whole Last of Us Part 2 in 2020. Almost a quarter to a half of the people stopped playing the game. Some people, some of that quarter and half or whatever, still played through the game after Joel's death, but they stopped after they were forced to play as Abby. After the whole thing happened. So you played as Ellie for 10 hours, then you play as Abby for another 10 hours. And that's when people stopped playing, was before that 10 hours as Abby. I like Abby, but I feel like her side of the story is gonna be in season 3, and I feel like that's where people are gonna stop. Like, I mean, season 2, like, some people are gonna stop after his death, but then there's gonna be some more people after you see Ellie's part of the story, and then after Abby's part of the story shows up, which I think is gonna be in season 3, most likely. That's how it looks. I think that's when people are gonna stop, once they realize it's all about Abby, and it's just gonna be her, and it's not gonna show Joel, and it's not gonna show much of Ellie at all. That's when I think people are gonna stop. Because some people, came into the show to watch Ellie and Joel. But they won't be in the show that much. And even Tommy. Tommy does have a big role in Abby's story. I think he's on day 1 in the background, but not as close. But I feel like in the show, he's going to be still around. Like, he's going to be killing all of Abby's friends very, very close by. Like, he's pretty much close by. But yet, Ellie was kind of like a day before them. Like she was like way more behind, and Tommy was in the front lines more. So I do think Tommy's gonna be in it more. I do think Ellie's gonna be in it a little bit less, but we're gonna see more of her background. But I think it's gonna be more of Abby's story. It's gonna be mainly Abby, but I feel like Ellie and Tommy's gonna be still on it, but it's only gonna be Ellie and Tommy. I don't think Maria's gonna be on it. I don't think all those characters are not gonna be on it. Dina's not gonna be on it. None of them. But I do think only Ellie and Tommy, because they're the ones that's out fighting all of Abby's friends and doing all this mission stuff. Jesse's out there too, but let's not include him because it was more Ellie and Tommy that did most of the killing and work and all that. Jesse was there, but he was only there just for one of the days. And he was mainly either at home and he caught up, And then he either stayed at the theater most of the time. That's pretty much it. He took care of Dana, mainly. That's it, really. He took care of Dina there. And that's all he did, really. He was there. He was on, I think, day 2 with Ellie. And he had to catch up over there. And you stopped with Jesse once he left to go back to the theater. And yet Ellie wants to still go out for, like, revenge and go after Abby. That happened. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh wait, that's not it. The bloater scene with Tommy. Tommy was a badass. Tommy just straight up just saw the bloater. He ran towards the infected, not away. He was like, let me run towards there. And he takes out the handgun and he's shooting all the other infected around him. And he shoots the bloater. That. Everyone else was running away. Tommy was running towards them. And that bloater got burned. Like, I mean, to like ashes and all that. Like, it just fell. For a second, I thought I was gonna get close to Tommy, the bloater, but the bloater just like went to like, oh hey, like, I'm gonna kill you, and just falls. So, yeah, now that's pretty much it. That was pretty much the whole episode was all action-packed, the whole non-stop. Non-stop, the episode was just violence there, gore there, infected killed there. This was happening there. This was happening with the whole Abby and Jesse thing, and well, Jesse. Joel dies, and all this stuff was happening. Yeah, that's just my chat about it. I really rate the, if it was a 1 to 10, it was like a 9.5 out of 10. If it was a 5-star, it's a 5-star. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to try to do these videos, what I think about the episode, and yeah.